Mary, Jesus' mother, lived on earth in Nazareth. At the end of Mary's life, she is taken up into heaven, and she's in heaven praying for us. Since that time, Mary has not only prayed for us, but also has appeared to many people throughout the world. Something special about the way that Mary appears is that she comes to people looking like them and speaking their language. This happened in Mexico in the year 1531 on December the 9th. Mary appeared there in Mexico, but she came looking like a mestiza woman. The mestiza people in Mexico at that time were not very powerful. But Mary came to them in this way so they would know that God was for them, that God loved them, and that he was sending his mother to show them his great love. There was an indigenous man named Juan Diego who was walking to Mass early one morning. He heard singing on Tepeyac Hill, and there he went to see what he heard. At that moment, he saw Our Lady appearing to him. She told him that she wanted a beautiful church to be built on the site where she had appeared. She told him to go and tell the bishop, but Juan Diego was afraid the bishop wouldn't believe him. Juan Diego was also not powerful and didn't have much education, but he was someone who loved God very deeply. So Juan Diego obediently, even though he was afraid, went to tell the bishop. The bishop didn't believe him, so he asked Juan Diego to go back to Mary for a sign. On his way to see Mary the second time, Juan Diego had to take a different route. He was worried about his sick uncle who was just about to die. When he went on the different route, he still saw Mary. Mary appeared to him, and she told him that his uncle had been cured. Later on, he found out that at that very moment, his uncle indeed had been cured. Mary told Juan that she would give him the sign that the bishop was asking for. She told Juan to gather roses and to keep them in his tilma, or cloak. Juan didn't understand why roses would be a sign that would convince the bishop that Our Lady had indeed appeared to him. But he was obedient. Juan gathered the roses and clutched them in his tilma. When Juan got to the bishop, he opened his tilma so that the roses would fall to the floor and the bishop could see the roses he had brought. Quite to his surprise and to the bishop's surprise, when he opened his tilma, a perfect image of the lady who had appeared to him, who is called Our Lady of Guadalupe, was printed on his tilma. It was a miracle. The bishop believed Juan Diego. Juan Diego became a saint, and a basilica was built on the Tepeyac Hill in Our Lady's honor. There are many ways to celebrate the feast days of Our Lady of Guadalupe and Juan Diego, especially here in our community, St. Adalbert, where many families come from Mexico and many families have ancestors who have come from Mexico in the past. We celebrate this day in a special way. Have a wonderful celebration of Our Lady of Guadalupe, everyone. This is Ms. DeMott in St. Adalbert Faith Corner, signing off.